Gang tensions in New Zealand remain high, with more tit-for-tat drive-by shootings each week. Here in Auckland alone, there's been 23 in the past fortnight. But where did it all start? Well, the shootings are said to be due to a bitter feud which has broken out between two gangs, the Tribesmen and the Killer Bees, who were once essentially the same group of friends. The Killer Bees began about 2 decades ago as a youth feeder street gang for the Tribesmen, but relations between the groups soured as the Killer Bees gained power and influence. They've not recovered since the shooting of Killer Bees president Josh Masters, who was left paralysed, and there's been several public flare-ups since. But it's not just historic events at play here.
Tension of all sorts is escalating, so it's mainly in countries that have been locked down. It's a 30 to 35% escalation in violence globally, and it's escalating. The only way they know how to deal with it is with violence, and of course that's the wrong thing to do.
The number of gang members has exploded by 50% since Labour came into office in 2017. The national gang list shows this country has more than 8,000 individual gang members. But when asked about the stats in Parliament's question time, Police Minister Poto Williams was accused of not acknowledging gang violence had increased under her watch.
On Friday, I was briefed by Superintendent Jill Rogers in Auckland on the recent tensions between two gangs. Police have launched a major disruption and suppression operation in response to these tensions, which have so far resulted in 22 search warrants supported by the AOS, 22 arrests, 37 charges laid, 10 firearms seized, along with 300 rounds of ammunition.
The second leg of that question was, does she believe gang tensions have increased under her watch? I do not believe the Minister actually answered that question.
The government's recent budget delivered $94 million to tackle gangs and organised crime. That's in addition to Operation Tōwhero and the recently announced Operation Cobalt, which Williams says works to break supply chains by preventing illicit assets and proceeds of crime from crossing the border and by disrupting firearms trafficking and violence. But many say more can be done.
I think what we have to recognise in this country is the situation has changed dramatically, and what we're seeing now is an intensity and an aggression and criminality that we haven't seen before. And so we actually need to make a choice. Are we going to go down a pathway and carry on doing exactly what we're doing, which is not much, or actually do we want to try some new things that might have some different consequences?
Money doesn't solve problems, resources do. And it's about resourcing properly, resourcing adequately. We have to come at it from different angles, and so that might be looking for mentors for gangs. Then we've got to look at how we can stop that offending, how we can get on top. It's all about disruption.
With the issue clearly a complex one to solve, it's hoped something can be done before innocent people get caught in the crossfire. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald. Click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here, and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.